and welcome to this video. So myself and Paola are holding a retreat in West Cork in June of this year, close to midsummer. So long days and warm nights, we hope. And we'd like to, in this short video, share the benefits with you of retreating in nature. So I'd like to introduce Paola, who's one of the retreat leaders and who lives rurally in West Cork. So Paola, the question I'd like to ask you is, what's your relationship to nature? And what's the connection between nature and awareness?
Oh, thank you, Colette. Yeah, I've always believed in a way that being outside in nature, it feels good for me, but for everyone as well. And it's especially when I started practicing meditation, which was about 15 years ago, I reconnected with that particular way of being in nature that really allowed me to be part of it instead of just experiencing it as a participant, like looking at it as a spectator. And so that awareness that meditation brought made me much more aware of how I am nature. It's not that there was a wall before, like a visible wall that crumbled the moment I sit outside or I walk outside or I hike or swim. And so this is what I would love to share during the retreat, that possibility of experiencing nature as full awareness. So now I'm going to introduce Colette. Colette lives in a cabin in West Wales. And what is your connection with nature, and what is a connection for you between nature and awareness?
Yeah, thanks, Paola. I saw a beautiful quote recently by Anne Frank. And she said, the best remedy for those who are afraid or lonely or unhappy is to go outside somewhere where they can be quiet, alone with heavens and with nature. And I really resonated with that message of the happiness and joy that can arise and sense of connection with nature. So as a child, I spent most of my time outside playing, running, climbing, and then as now, my happiness is directly linked to being close to nature. Whether that's it's less like running now, more like walking. But being outdoors and connected to the natural environment seems an essential ingredient to people's well-being and sanity. And this source of connection with nature seeks to support our well-being. There's a tremendous sense of interest and joy linked to being in close connection with nature, and those positive emotions really supporting us, especially through difficult times. But as well, when we pay close attention to nature, we can feel like the amazement at the fantastic variety of life forms, and contacting as well this sense of energy, the endless creativity. And as you said, Paola, coming to feel or understand that we're part of that. We're not separate to it, not, as you said, not looking at it, but the joy of being part of that endless creativity. And seeing as well that we're an expression of the beauty that we see in nature, our own nature. If we're not separate, we're part of that the beauty of nature. And that insight alone is amazingly uplifting. So in terms of practice, also getting a sense of when I'm in nature, we can experience impermanence, the change in the seasons. Every year, you know, we see spring arise from the apparent deadness of winter. And to see that everything comes and goes, and we can see that with our own eyes, but also the beauty and the necessity of that. And coming to see that everything is connected, we can see that as an idea. In nature, we see that the leaves fall and they feed the bulbs in the earth, and the bulbs that will flower in spring. So we get a real practical sense of connection with some of those things that can remain conceptual, like impermanence or connectivity. And lastly, I think experiencing something that's immensely creative and much bigger than the idea that we have of the world, or not a sense of small self in that world. And nature is one of the ways that enable us to come into contact with the energy and aliveness of being and creativity.
Yeah, thank you, Colette. So if, yeah, and it's true that when we are in nature, we really experience it in our body, in our with our felt sense. So we hope you're joining us on the retreat. It's going to be held in a really beautiful place, which is has been transformed from pasture to a nature reserve. It's in West Cork. It's called An Sanctoir, and you can contact us. There will be our links under the videos anytime. The retreat is from the 10th of June to the 16th, and it's an outdoor retreat. So it's camping. We'll camp on site. We'll go for hikes. We'll go for swims, and if you want. And we'll meditate, of course. So we'll try to, we really just want to guide you, not to teach you, to guide you in finding that deeper connection with nature.
Lovely, thanks Paula, and hopefully we'll see you on retreat later this year.